Hello, my spookies. Welcome to Joe's Ghost Diaries. Today I'm going to tell you 3 of my spookiest paranormal experiences. We're going to start with my first one. I think 9 years old. I was at a camp in the Adirondacks in New York. It was a Christian girls sleepaway summer camp thing. And we were taking a nature hike and we came across this graveyard of like old-timey headstones. And we were walking through, reading the tombs, reading the graves, and I saw in my mind's eye so clearly this family of 5 people, including a mother and a father. They were in Edwardian clothing. I'm going to insert a picture of what the lady was wearing. And they were grieving the death at this headstone. And I looked at the headstone and I don't remember, I honestly can't tell you what the headstone said, how old the person was, I can't tell you. But I just remember seeing that family grieving. And it was so crazy how realistic it was. And I tried to explain it to somebody because I was like, I can't see it, but I can see it because I was seeing it in my mind's eye. And everyone just kind of said, oh, you have a, good imagination. But that was the first time I ever saw a ghost or experienced a ghost. The next experience I had was in, I want to say 2013, but it could have been 2014. I was part of my college's paranormal society, and every October around Halloween we did a fundraiser, and it was for breast cancer awareness. It was an overnight investigation, and I was the secretary of the society, so I was one of the lead investigators on the investigation. So I took the people who paid to go on the investigation, I took them around the buildings and we did an investigation. We went into one room up on the 2nd floor of the building, and the other girl who was with me, who was also from our group, the Paranormal Society, she went to the back of the room just kind of feeling it out, trying to get a psychic energy off of it. And I suddenly saw her just shoot down into her chair. And I asked her, hey, what happened? Are you okay? And she said, yeah, I just really felt like I needed to sit down. Like someone was telling me to sit down. And I'm up at the front of the room at the teacher podium. And part of what we did was we would take notes on what people were experiencing, what people did, where it happened. So that way when we got back to debrief with the other groups, we had a record of what happened. So I'm up in the front of the room writing down the notes from the last room, just like so-and-so had a headache, so-and-so felt dizzy, so-and-so said they felt a presence. And I have it's a ghost pro meter next to me on the table, and so I just casually ask, is anyone here, and do you want us to sit in the seats? And that thing had not gone off the entire night. It had been completely silent and no lights had gone off on it. I didn't realize it could make noise until this happened. It blinked repeatedly and it made a loud beeping noise. Beep, 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 beep. I didn't know it could make noise. And then, immediately following that, there was a piece of chalk on the table, and it flew off the table, and it fell on the floor, and it rolled all the way to the 2nd row of desks. And we all instantly sat down in a desk, because we were like, okay, I guess teacher's in session. And when we tried to recreate the chalk, walking past it, we tried jumping near it, near the table, bumping into the table. We couldn't get the chalk to actually fly as far as it did. We could get it to roll around on the table a little bit, but not flying off the table into the second row of desks. It would have had to have like somebody swiping it pretty aggressively. So that was a really cool experience, especially because we had the technology to verify that something responded. And again, I didn't even know it could make noise. I thought it just lit up. But it lit up and beeped. And the chalk flew in response to a question after someone had a feeling of being told to sit down. It was a really cool experience overall. My last experience is actually one with an evil spirit. I call it a demon. You may call it a different one. Look at my Demons of Different Cultures video if you want to find out all the different types of demons that there are. I believe it was a demon or an evil spirit. I was in my room, and you know when you're not asleep and you're kind of drifting off into sleep, but you're still awake and you're still aware of what's going on. So I felt a hand go like this, like with all the fingers one at a time, like a piano almost. It went really fast. I could feel that each finger went down separately, and it had such force that when I tried to recreate the noise, because I could hear it, a very loud but dull thud, I tried to recreate it, and the only way I could do it is if I took my fist and slammed it down on the bed with all the force that I had. I could not recreate it just doing this. So I felt this with a sound, a force that required intense force, and it was right next to my feet. So I instantly sit straight up, and I see with my eyes, not just with my third eye, but with my eyes, this dark black grayish cloud at the foot of my bed, which is also next to the door to my room. I just remember that cloud, and I was so scared. I had no clue what to do other than to pray, because I come from a Christian background. So I just prayed, God, please help me. And this bright light shot through my window and landed in the center of my room. And that dark shadow booked it out of there. And that light has never left that room. It stays there. Like, I can feel that light, that I consider it angelic light, it stays there. It's that a good spirit, a good entity came to protect me, and it still protects that room to this day, 8 years later. I can still feel it in the room. So yeah, those are my 3 personal favorite personal experiences. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to stay up to date, please subscribe below or follow us on Twitter at Joe's Ghost Diaries. You can also find us on Patreon at Joe's Ghost Diaries, and you can become a donor and get exclusive content like blooper reels and early access to these kinds of videos, because I post them there before I post them here. And yeah, stay spooky, and I love you!